Self-reflection is a method often used to kickstart the journey of personal growth through the observations and analysis of oneself. It is a process that allows us to disconnect from the world and focus solely on our own actions, thoughts, priorities, and aspirations to become the best version of ourselves. Good day, everyone. Today we will be discussing about physical and extended self. When we say physical self, it describes how an individual views his health condition, body, and physical appearance. Valid and reliable indicators show that students pay attention to lifestyle, so students have a healthy body even though they also sometimes feel pain. In the self as impacted by the body, according to Anthony Giddens on 1991, there are several aspects of the body with particular significance to self and self-identity. First is bodily appearance. It refers to what is seen by other people, like the physical or biological surface of a person's body and apparels, and also decorations and etc. It is how a person clothes himself, affected by culture, socioeconomic status, group pressures, and policies or laws. For example, if you attend a wedding, normally you wear something consistent with the motif. If you go inside the classroom, you don't wear something inappropriate like underwear only. You have to follow the prescribed dress code of the school. Second is what we call the manure. It refers to the portrayal of a specific behavior in a particular setting. The behavior portrayed must be shaped to the perceived social demands of what the person is currently involved in. For instance, you can pick up your kumu when you're at home, but you should not do that when your camera is on during the online class. Otherwise, your classmates or even your professor might make fun of you. Lastly, the body sensuality. It refers to an individual's consistency in the process of his or her senses under certain circumstances. Imagine you have a favorite shirt. After Christmas season, you notice that it feels tight when on the stomach. Then someone commented to you jokingly, "You look like a budmud moron." Both the discomfort you feel and the feedback you heard might actually determine the way you will present yourself in the future. On 2013, Schaffer also illustrated how an individual becomes deviant because of appearances. According to him, the general expectations about beauty may prevent people who are considered deviant from advancing in careers or the aspects regardless of his abilities. Several studies propose that applications who are considered physically attractive have a higher chance of getting hired than those who are not, and most employees that are deemed good looking usually have a certain biases attracted to them at the workplace. This happens when the aspects or other aspects of their qualifications or personality are worse than those who look unattractive. Schaeffer also stresses that physical deviance is more interpretive than it is objective. This is why specific beauty standards in one culture seem to be strange in another. Next, we will be discussing about extended self. Extended self refers to the definition of self created by external objects with which one surrounds oneself. Connecting objects into the self is a foundation for extended self, and to some extent, as Belk suggests, it appears that attachment is implicated in the extended self. According to Russell W. Bell of 1988, the self does not only refers to his body and his mind, but everything else attached to them both physically and socially. And under it, we have the impact of culture on body image and self-esteem. Based on the work of Anderson 5, 1998, there are four areas of inquiry on human appearance in anthropology. We have diversity of physical appearance, cultural art practices, beauty ideals, collective identity through appearance. When we say diversity of physical appearance, it refers to how physical appears adapt to the environment factors and communal life. For example, people living in a hotter countries have darker skin tone because of the melanin content needed by their skin to protect them from the rays of the sun. Whereas people in colder countries have fairer skin because their skin don't have much melanin. Next is what we call cultural art practices. It is how you present yourself according to your culture. For example, if you live in a conservative community, most likely you wear less revealing clothes. However, in some communities, body adornment or modification does not only exist for aesthetic purposes but also for social status. And examples would be how members of the royal family in Thailand or the UK are required by social standards to wear certain forms, clothing, or apparels. Next is beauty ideas. These are specific standards of beauty that varies from one culture to another. In tribal societies, for example, many practices seem to be exotic to metropolitan standards. The women of the Kayan tribe in Myanmar wear neck rings that resemble a dragon, which is sacred mythological creature. The longer the neck looks, the higher is the chance of a woman gets married to someone who is in the same tribe. Some communities in Africa, like the Morsi tribe, install lip plates to symbolize strength and self-esteem among women. The symbols they attach to these practices are related to their general ideals of beauty. Last is what we call collective identity through appearance. It indicates the sameness of tangible representation among a certain group, physical characteristics such as skin color, hair, tattoos, etc. It indicates membership within a distinct group. Examples would be the tattoos associated among Russian mobsters or Japanese yakuzas. On the other hand, this also includes involuntary membership, specifically to the marginalized traits associated with race and disease. In the Philippines, being too skinny has been associated with diseases like tuberculosis or TB or being unhealthy generally. That could be all about the topic physical and extended self. I hope that you've learned something. Thank you.